Okay, bro. Okay, you ready? First person Castro. You ready for this reaction? We're about to run it. The new Kanye West song. Yeah. HH. Let's see what this is about. Okay. Okay, you ready? First person Castro. Ready for this reaction? We're about to run it. The new Kanye West song. Yeah. HH. Let's see what this is about. Okay.
Man, these people took my kids from me, then they froze my bank account. I got so much anger in me, got no way to take it out. Think I'm stuck in a matrix, when I fuck's my nitrous. Yes, I am a cuck, I like when people fuck on my bitch.
Yes, I am a cuck. I like when people fuck on my bitch. That's I don't know about that one. I mean, you know what? Some people are cucks. We gotta allow it. We gotta allow it, guys. I don't, like personally, it's not for me, but it doesn't sound bad though. So far, it sounds pretty good.
The shit that I'm posting on Twitter, they telling me, hey, don't say that.
Mm.
How niggas can't see me in public, I'm driving an all-chrome Maybach. With all of the money and fame, I still can't get my kids back. With all of the money and fame, I still don't
With
get to
with all the money and fame, I still can't get my kids back.
see my children. Niggas see my Twitter, but they don't see how I be feeling.
So people see my Twitter, but they don't see how I be feeling.
So I became a Nazi, yeah, bitch, I'm the villain. I be feeling. So I became a Nazi, yeah, bitch, I'm the villain. I say on Twitter, they don't understand the things I say on Twitter.
Bruv, bruv, what is this?
I say on Twitter. They don't understand.
N-word. You know what? He said the three most controversial things, in 3 words. N-word, Heil Hitler. Bro,
The things I say on Twitter.
they don't understand the things I say on Twitter.
They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. All my niggas Nazis, nigga, how Hitler.
You know what though? The production on this song, like the beat, is so fire. But like, the lyrics, they're definitely questionable, but And look at this Don, bro. He got people saying it too.
She wanna fuck in Japan. I put the chrome on her Benz. She reaching down in my pants. She got the world in her hands.
Oh, that's a bar. She reaching down in my pants. She got the world in her hands. That's a bar. I'ma start using that. Okay, okay. This whole song just is this whole song just This is your first time hearing the whole song? Bro, this is crazy. You know what though? The beat is fire. I don't know what's happening with the music video. He has like some tribal, like Africans, and they're just screaming. Like, how much do you think they get paid to do this? Because now they're not getting a job. Like, once you do this, how are you going to get a job? Like they put you on Paimai. I don't know if you know what Paimai is. You can like put someone's face on there. They scan your face. They find you in Kanye West. HH, you're cooked. You're cooked. You must. I would have to take like a mil plus to do this. I don't know. Yeah, it would have to be like a mil plus. Oh my days. And then he has the Hitler speech.
dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich. Wenn ja,
Well, that's it. Kanye West. Let me do the full. Literally, no way. The whole song was just him repeating that. He actually needs help. The whole song was literally him, bro. He had a whole choir. He had a choir in the background screaming that too. It wasn't only him. He had a choir, bro. How much do you think, bro? How much would you need to get paid to do that? I would need like, I would need like, I would need retirement money. You know what I mean? Cause yeah, that's cooked. Yo, what's good? Grand Designs, how you doing, man? But what a crazy song. What an absolute crazy song. But you know what though? I understand what he's doing because you have to like, bro, okay, the production on the song, first things first, is still fire. Like it's still a Kanye level song. Like production wise, he hasn't lost his no haircut. No, I haven't had time to get a haircut, But it's not bad. Like the sides aren't bad. Um, gotta go safe, bro. See you, man. See you. Take care. Thank you for tuning in. Um, but you know what? I understand the meaning behind the song, where it's more like, um, it's basically a big fuck you in the face. He's getting banned off all these platforms. He's losing sponsorships with companies, and he's like, you know what? Fuck you. I think that's really the message here. I don't think he's actually crazy. In the beginning of the song, if you were listening, I saw Matt Walsh, a clip on Piers Morgan. He commented and said this, and you know what? It is pretty true. Matt Walsh, he's some neocon. I don't really agree with. He works for APAC. Ben Shapiro's company. And yeah, he works for APAC. He's a Catholic, but he's really a neocon. You feel interest to star in a music video? No, I'm a music video like that. I don't know if you saw that song, but no, I'm not gonna tune in. I'm not gonna star in that. No way, no way. I'll ruin my life. But you know what? I understand the meaning behind it. He's basically trying to overall. Let me move this chat. I don't know why it's. But no, no, I don't think I'll ever star in a music video. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. I wouldn't mind like being in. If it's my song, like if I'm singing in it, sure, but not like a background actor. Nah, that's not my thing. Let me flip my chat. Sure. Yeah, that's not my thing. But look, I think he's basically trying to send a message, and this is the only way the system can hear him, the Matrix, whatever. Because if he says fuck the system, fuck you, fuck everyone who's put me in this situation, fuck Kim, or fuck the court system, people are gonna be like, oh okay, he said fuck the court system. Nobody really cares. But when he says something like N word, how, you know what I mean? When he says that, then people actually tune in. Then people actually listen. And I think also through it, like if you actually look at the song, it shows how much control music has over our lives, because people definitely have and are going to be, you know, playing that song in their car, bumping their heads to that song. And that really shows you can say anything in a music video, and the more people listen to it, and if it sounds catchy, it sounds good, the more they say it, the more acceptable it becomes in society. For example, and you know what, the message is fair. He's getting banned. I saw Joe Rogan say this song was getting banned on Spotify, all these different platforms. And you have songs about like murdering people up on Spotify. You have songs about sexual degeneracy on Spotify. But then you have this song here, and it gets banned. It's like why is it always in relation to you know uh that situation with Israel and everything. And yeah, I mean, this song is going absolutely viral, even though it's banned off all these different platforms. It keeps getting reposted again and again and again. And when he says N word HH, I don't think he means that. I think he's just trying to send a message, and the only way the message can get through is by him saying that. That's really my final verdict. Um, if he did actually mean HH and he is actually um, a Nazi and I'm just misinterpreting him, then that's completely wrong and I disagree with it. I'll say that right now. But I don't think that's what he's trying to get at. And even at the beginning of the video, he says, I'm I'm shit's going on. There's so much shit going on in my life. I don't know what's happening. I'm going crazy. And then he says, there's so much going on in my life. I can't see my kids. I can't do this. I can't do that. So I became the villain. Bitch, I'm a Nazi. And then he goes on to say all those things. So yeah, I think that's the route he's taking. It's definitely an interesting route. And people are gonna call him crazy for it. And the thing is, do people call geniuses crazy? They probably do. And was this a genius move by Kanye? I mean, it's definitely bringing a lot more attention to the topic of Israel, and he's really a pioneer in this conversation about Israel. He was talking about it back in the early day of 2020. Now it's really blowing up. Now even Trump, he's breaking down relations with Netanyahu, wants to continue the war in Iran. Um, so yeah, Kanye is really a pioneer to this stuff. Now, do I think this is the best approach at it to make things heard? Probably not. This it's too extreme, right? And it's gonna get taken off of these platforms, these private platforms, because they don't want to platform this type of wording or whatever. But it is a bit contradictory because they do platform murder and they platform sexual degeneracy, but still, um, it's an interesting song. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, um, do I think Kanye is crazy? I think he is a little bit crazy, but I still think the thing is, it's like, is he crazy or is he being smart? Is he like thinking about what he's doing, or is he just doing? I think he's thinking about what he's doing. He's actually trying to send a message, and because he's so smart, it's like this is actually a very, very common trick used by high intellects. Donald Trump uses it, and I feel like Kanye is using it now, where they basically dumb down their English or say things in a certain way so that the average person who's listening can comprehend what's being said and can gain interest or gain like, okay, for example, the way I talk about issues, some people might find that boring, right? I just go straight into it. People tune into my streams, they'll be like, oh, this is boring, it's too informative, right? When I actually break down like the JFK situation, when I break down big conversations about Israel. But when Kanye goes on and just says N-word, Heil, that's super triggering, so it makes it go viral, one. And it brings the average normie on like YouTube, on all these other platforms, it brings their eyes to this topic, you know because that's how you do it, right? Because they're not going to sit there and watch like a 1 hour stream of mine or of somebody else's talking about Israel or any of these major world issues. But you know what they will do? They'll listen to Kanye West saying HH, and maybe by listening to that, they'll find a path and they'll be like, why is he saying this? They'll be like, why is he saying this, right? And then they'll go into, they might do some research and they'll be like, oh, Israel, obviously they'll figure out that HH is not an appropriate thing to be said. By no means, I'm not justifying it in any means. But the conversation about Israel and, you know, their wants with the war in Iran and how, the United States should just back away from that war and how, I think the whole of Europe should back away from that war because it's none of their business. They've already interfered too much in that, in that region. Even, with the India-Pakistan war, you could, partly blame that on the UK. So, yeah, they've already participated or contributed too much to this. They should stay out of it, right? And nobody really understands that. But yeah, just give me a second here. Um, Lost my chat for a second. Anyway, connecting to chat. My OBS, I really need to fix my OBS. It's really, really cooked. But anyway, um, yeah, that's really my full breakdown of the song. Um, you know what? For you guys who haven't heard it, no, I'm not gonna play it again. I'm gonna get banned if I play it again. But I mean, look, it's yeah. I mean, that's really my full breakdown of it. Do I think he's crazy? I wouldn't say so. And you know what? There's freedom of speech in that country. Should be allowed to say whatever he wants to say, even if I don't agree with it. And I think there's a deeper analysis, a deeper meaning behind the message that, the average normal person won't understand because they're going to take it too literally. And, to a degree, it's meant to be taken literally. It's literally rage bait. The song is literally rage bait, but there is also meaning behind the song. Like Kanye, he's a genius. He's not just going to create some. And when when I say he's a genius, I actually mean like he is very, very smart. He's created great songs in the past. There is a hidden meaning behind or a hidden message behind the song and why he's releasing the song. And that's what people really have to look into to try and understand him. Even after understanding him and why he released the song, I still don't agree with, the way, the approach. But you know what? It's not just, oh, he's crazy. There is understanding. There's something there. It's not empty up there. So that's really my whole point. Um, but we can go into another issue now.